relax and chill. We are so sorry about all the technical difficulties we're
Are you
having
here?
there.
Yeah, I don't know if anyone's there yet.
Confirm that you're here.
Let us know
Wait,
that
we
you're
gotta
here.
we gotta go to
Say the word mayonnaise if you're being held hostage.
We'll find you.
We gotta jump into.
Yeah.
Okay, it's live.
How do
Here
we get
go.
you?
Yeah.
Because we have to go to the because it's a new.
It's a new guy.
New one.
It's a new
What?
guy, so go to the
Yeah,
new
yeah.
guy.
Oh my God, we have to do a whole new thing?
Yeah, we have to go to a whole new
okay,
thing.
though.
I wish we should have told them in the chat. Sorry, everyone. It's a whole new thing.
Is this
Just
it?
jump ship, come over here. Thank you so much.
playing
Thanks
me
for
a
sticking it out with
commercial.
us. We really appreciate it.
Are
I'm
we-
Kris.
I don't believe
I'm
it.
John.
I'm Whitney, but I don't even believe this. It's just playing me an ad. I can't skip the ad. That takes
Well, we've
money
got
away.
32
Game
of
of
them who have
Thrones
jumped ship and
game.
come over this way.
Skip
We're
it.
sorry.
So at least there's that.
All right. Well,
Thanks,
this
guys.
is the third time starting it.
Yeah, we keep doing so many intros over here, and we keep not talking to y'all. So
Yeah.
we're excited that we're finally live. Yay!
did.
Close to mine.
Most excited of all is our producer, Brett, who's so happy this is working now. Whitney's got her mic mics.
Yep, she's micing
Just
her mic
digging.
mics.
I'm
just
putting
digging
my mic and
right
mics
on the mic. Get it.
I'm miking my Ikes, if you know what I mean.
Oh man. Well, now that we're 25 minutes late.
Yeah, welcome.
Yeah. Welcome everyone.
Thanks so much for being here, guys. We're going to talk to you guys about Big Mouth Season 3. We're going to talk to you about whatever else you want to talk about in the chat here.
Yeah. We owe you at least that much.
Yeah. Yeah, we're super sorry about that.
This is weird.
How
We're
y'all
bad.
doing?
I'm really good.
That's
I'm really good.
good.
I'm here with both of you. This is great.
I know,
This never
I
happens.
know.
It's so exciting.
Happens. This
Yeah.
almost never happens.
So fun.
I'm so pumped. What's been going on your channel, John? What you been doing?
Oh man, lots of stuff. Been doing, let's see, I did a BoJack Season 6 trailer breakdown.
Nice.
Whoa.
Went real in-depth. Did a Big Mouth review. You guys should check that out after you watch this. And I did a video breaking down all the superpowers from Big Mouth Season 3. That was pretty fun. But yeah, mostly like South Park reviews. South Park's back, so I've been doing that. And yeah. It's just Whitney's chewing like horse style.
Oh, I'm listening.
Just full on cow with cud.
I'm listening. I just want my helper to pick up on my mic and X.
Lord. Remember how off camera I was like, man, I've missed you so much this weekend. Now I'm
Yeah.
like, there it is.
No, I don't.
There's my wife.
How are you guys doing? What's new with you?
Not a lot, man. Just lots of work. Doing the John Campea show, doing this show. We've got Nostalgia Trip, if you guys haven't checked it out
Yeah.
already.
Oh, yeah, that
So
happened.
fun. We talked about Are You Afraid of the Dark on that, which was really, really cool. We've got other stuff in the pipeline. But if you like spooky things and you want to get in the Halloween spirit,
Do it.
Go watch that, especially
Why
because
not do it?
Whitney does such a good breakdown, you guys, of why scary things are fun. And it's really, I learned a lot because I don't get the spookies.
It's not even in it.
Yeah,
it's
it
not
is.
even in it. No,
It
it's
is.
not.
Uh-oh.
No.
Brett
I-
says it's not in it,
Okay,
guys.
let's be honest. I only got halfway through our first episode of Nostalgia Trip because I got so bored halfway through that I didn't even listen to the rest of it because it wasn't a great first episode.
You know, onwards and upwards. You just gotta get better
Let's
every
just
time.
try.
Yeah.
You know how you make a great YouTube video? Same way you get to Carnegie Hall.
Practice.
Practice.
Aww.
Did you guys?
Lauren liked our video.
Lauren
that's
liked
good.
it. Well, you're
So
a nice
that's good.
person, and I'm a perfectionist with a self-hatred problem. So
I am full on actor PR mode where I'm always like, everything we do is good and nothing's ever bad.
Everything's
great. Everything's
perfect.
great. Brett
That's why
agrees.
Dad is sending me to college.
exactly. I'm more like Lloyd Dobler, where I'm like, if you start out depressed, everything else that happens is a pleasant surprise. You know?
Interesting.
You know, I go the John Cusack, Ione Sky kind of route.
There you go.
You know?
That works. Well, guys, let us know what you want to talk about in
Yeah.
terms of Big Mouth, in terms of other things that are happening with cartoons, pop culture, all those things. Libby Cat wants to know if we can talk about the pansexual representation. We will
Oh, we can and
totally
we
get to that.
will.
Yeah, we got to.
Also, what are we talking about now? They're not reviewing Big Mouth more. No, we are going to review that. We're totally going to talk about
keep
that.
talking
we're
about
at.
it.
We're gonna do it.
Yeah, we're going to talk about
Yeah.
all the ins and outs of that show. And it's going to be great.
All the ins and outs.
Yeah.
Good
Oh,
show.
that might
Yeah.
have been bad phrasing.
Yeah, bad phrasing.
Oh,
Phrasing.
the
Oh.
ins and outs.
And we're demonetized.
Yeah.
And now
Bye,
bring
money.
you money. Goodbye.
Oh man.
Oh, Lindsay Ebby brings up a great point. The Ponytail Killer.
Oh guys, I think I have a new suspect.
Oh, really?
Well, who I think it is? I think it's Mr. Lizer.
Oh.
Yeah.
'Cause he
That guy
sucks
sucks.
so much.
Yeah,
That guy
because he
sucks so
sucks.
much.
Okay, but if he really was the Ponytail Killer, wouldn't he ask for either a head massage or to offer a hair braiding session to Lola.
Interesting.
Let me braid your hair, baby.
Yeah, and
He
she doesn't
asked
have a
her
ponytail.
to rub his
Yeah.
feet.
That's true. It's a good point. He is
So,
creepy, though.
Yeah.
I think he's more of a foot fetish.
He's a
Okay.
Tootsie Killer.
Right, right,
But
right.
Tootsie Killer.
Just
but
takes
also,
off those
I'm
toes.
very interested in your theory because he's also obviously proven to be a very toxic masculinity.
That he is.
100% he is.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think
Fake feminist asshole.
there's more of a foot thing there.
Oh,
Yeah.
John said the first swear. Oh my
Oh.
God! Did you hear that? It wasn't me this time. It was
Uh-oh.
John.
Am I not supposed to say that
Welcome
one?
to the John Jam. All right.
Sorry, but also you're welcome. I
Yeah.
also forgot to take my hair tie off my wrist.
You
Take
dumb
your hair
bitch!
off your
Ah.
wrist, you
All right.
dumb bitch.
Here.
Oh,
Pikachu!
That was amazing!
That was so cool!
That was so good!
Hey, we gotta do like some sort of a three-way
All right.
high five
Yeah.
now.
Ah.
Yes.
That was
Yes,
great.
yes, yes.
That was so cool.
Oh,
All right.
Angelina wants us to address sexy Judd, written in all caps.
Ooh.
Oh yeah.
Do
we
Sexy
all
Ju-
think Judd is
Obviously,
sexy?
listen, he can train raccoons. He's got my heart.
Whoa.
That's my favorite thing about Judd is that he has an army of raccoons that are his friends.
Yeah.
That are not
And
only his
caterers.
friends, but his caterers.
Yeah.
Yeah. For
Not
multiple
only,
events.
Not only do they support and love him emotionally, they also make a great quiche.
They do. They do.
That they do.
You know, you give an animal a thumb, they can make you anything. That's why
Yeah.
I leave Food
True.
Network on for my dogs. They have never made me a quiche.
Wow, but if you had a raccoon, I bet it would learn how to bake.
Exactly. Yeah.
Probably.
God, I'm gonna go home and just scold my animals. Why aren't you raccoons?
They deserve it. They
Oh,
deserve it.
they've never made me any money.
Pugsley can't make food because, you know, he pugs, so
Yeah.
he eat food.
He eat
That's
food.
He's an eater, not a
sweet,
cooker.
but, you know.
He's sweet, but he eat.
He's sweet, but really, at the same time, he eats.
Oh, you're getting lots of love in the chat, John.
Look at
Am
this
I?
John
Yeah.
chat.
Wow.
Everyone's
John
happy
chat,
that
John
Johnny slash
chat.
Warped Tour Jesus is here.
That's me.
They're
Warped Toward
all
Jesus.
very
I have to
Warped Toward
Do I have to
Jesus.
rebrand my whole channel
I
to
think
Warped
that
Toward
that
Jesus?
should be your
Possibly.
your October at least Instagram name.
Oh,
'Cause,
yeah.
like,
Warped
my
Toward
October
Jesus.
is my October Instagram name is Whitney Van Lanningham.
Whitney is good.
but
Last
you
year I was John Pirrucello,
Oh.
but I didn't want to do that one again, and I can't think of a good one. So.
All right, I don't know what I can be. I'm Chris Carr.
Chris
Car
Car
crash.
Crash. Chris Car
Chris car
Crash.
crash that results
what I
in
want my show
multiple
to be
deaths
called.
and injuries, contusions, bruises, lacerations, and the like. That's your whole
Boom.
Twitter
That's my
name.
whole Twitter name.
Yeah.
That's perfect. I could be Christine like the murderous car, which is
Doesn't-
what I like to think I'm named after.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Guys,
Oh!
Ken Hall. Oh!
Congrats for not cursing first, Whitney.
That's
Thank
exciting.
you, Ken.
I just want to point out though that that's pretty much all thanks to me for cursing.
It really
Yeah,
is.
So-
that's
Yeah,
that's
no, it
$5
really
Next time
straight
I'm here,
to John.
cursing first.
Yeah.
Cursing first, so that
Thanks,
I don't.
Ken Hall.
John's
Aw.
just really here to support me in my swearing
That's why I'm here.
expedition.
Exactly.
I paid him $500,000 before this taping so that he would swear first. Just kidding.
And it
I don't know,
was
kinda
How do you
funny.
get paid that much?
well worth it.
I'm just joking. I made John tacos the other night.
That's
it
true.
It was a lot easier.
They were very good.
And I didn't bribe him. I just made them for him because he's sweet.
Aw,
They were
that's
very
nice.
good tacos.
She makes really good tacos.
They were very good.
She does a good
They were
job.
very, very good. Oh,
We have people who want to talk about the toxic masculinity issues in
Yep.
the season.
Toxic masculinity.
Masculinity.
yeah.
More
Started-
people chiming in about the Ponytail
For
Killer.
the best YouTubers ever.
Aw, thanks, Mystical
Woo!
Keyblade.
$1.99. That's like a Kmart special. I'm so happy.
Thank you very much. We're
That's
blue
great.
lights.
Yeah. Oh man, that's so nice.
Labby Cat. Pansexual representation.
ha ha ha. All right, so Labby Cat wants to talk about the pansexual representation. It looks like.
Should we dive into that
Just talk
first?
about that.
I'm
Just-
mouthful, my God.
What are you gonna say? Should we go just the big topics first and then be like, and then anyway, there
Yeah.
was not enough ladybug this season.
Oh yeah, very minimal ladybug.
Such little
Minimal
ladybug.
Wow.
ladybug, minimal
Yeah.
ponytail color. Gross.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay, so pansexual representation. Let's talk about that real quick. Yeah.
New single.
So
Good.
That was good.
that was new hot single coming out on the market. So it was first of all, I love Ali Wong.
Ali Wong's
And
great.
she's
Also,
amazing.
I'm still mad they canceled Tuca and Birdie. Everyone be mad about it.
Everyone
Yes.
get mad right now
Yeah.
because BS, right?
Yeah.
Tweet
See, I didn't
Netflix.
even
But at
swear
least
then.
she's on this. Yeah, you didn't. Wow. You're just showing me up.
Crushing it today.
No, but Ali Wong is great outside of Tuca and Birdie also. She's amazing in that.
Yes.
But also, if you haven't seen Always Be My Baby,
Oh, it's good.
go watch
It's really
that.
good.
So cute,
Yeah.
right?
I've watched it 4 times. I've watched it with all of my, I
Yeah.
watched it with Kris, I watched it with Brett, I watched it with Whitney, I watched it with Jackie.
We play the rap regularly?
so
Yeah,
cute.
no, they rap, yeah, exactly.
I love Randall Park's band in that
Dude,
movie. It's so
bounce
good.
back.
So good.
Tennis
It's
ball,
so
bounce
good.
back. Like a volleyball, bounce back.
Thanks,
Man, you know the whole
Mystical
song.
Like a
Keyblade.
soccer ball, or
More.
really any kind of ball.
More
except a
donations for
football.
you guys. We love you too. Thank you so much.
Oh man, that movie's great. I gotta watch it again.
That movie is great. So Ali Wong came in and she was pansexual and she talked to the class about that, which was really great. And I think that probably the best part was that they merged that with the bisexual storyline
With
as
Jay,
well. And something interesting that I found out recently that I thought that this show did a really good job of, like, without explicitly saying it, they managed to differentiate it in a way that I think everyone can kind of understand. A common misconception, about bisexual people is that they're greedy. They just want to F everyone. Didn't even say that.
You didn't even say
Didn't
it.
even say
Wow.
it. And they're just confused. Bisexual is just a stop on the way to gay town. And then from the pansexual perspective, the way that sometimes pansexual view bisexual people, because bisexual in its essence means attracted to at least 2 genders. Possibly more, possibly only 2, and usually with a strong preference to 1. But a huge controversy within the pansexual and bisexual communities is that there are some pansexual people who believe that bisexual is transphobic.
Okay.
And it's because bisexual can be attracted to 2 or more, but it's the or more, not the and more.
Oh.
And so I thought that this show did a really great job of having Ali and Jay have conversations as pan and bi people that kind of, like, their conversations really worked to kind of erase that mentality, which I think is great, because I don't know. I firmly believe that on this topic, the right move always is to listen to trans people first and foremost, and listen to pansexual people first and foremost. And if they have that opinion, they have that opinion, and you should listen to them and be respectful of that. But I did think that on a level of getting those 2 people groups to kind of interact more, I thought it was great that a pan person and a bi person were friends in this show, because that doesn't often happen in real life. And when it does, it's pretty great when you can come together and not hate each other.
Yeah.
So I really loved that about the storyline.
Absolutely. I really enjoyed, too, that they discussed the whole idea of, well, it's very, very sexually appealing for a woman to be attracted to all sexes,
Totally.
but for men, it's different somehow.
It's weird.
Yeah.
They called him weird when he
Yeah.
went into the locker room.
Right.
They were like, well, what if I wanted to, sleep with guys? And they were like, no offense, Jay, that would be weird.
Yeah.
Right.
What, do you want to sleep with us? Like, that is such a, common
Yeah.
thing that
And they
male
thought he was doing it
bisexual
for
people-
attention. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
and they
exactly.
addressed, like, those
All
are
of
very
that.
real issues
All of
that
that.
male bisexuals face, which
Oh,
is
100%.
glad they addressed it head on.
100%. And in doing that, they did not minimize the struggles that female bisexual and pansexual people go through, which is that everyone's just like, oh, well, that person's a greedy slut. I can do whatever I want, Because
Yeah.
everyone was like, oh, Allie is now at the top of my list because of this.
Right.
Exactly.
They didn't even know her yet.
Right,
They
exactly.
had no idea what
Yeah.
kind of person she was, and they just totally put her on the top of the list and then completely disregarded Jay
Yeah.
about. Like,
Right.
they totally put Jay down for his sexual. It was
Yeah.
so, yeah.
And they discussed that whole kind of slut mentality, too, like you brought up, too.
Yeah.
With Devin just going in for Allie and her saying, no, pan doesn't mean I want to sleep with everyone.
No,
Right.
it does not.
I'm just attracted to multitudes of people.
Multiple
Yeah.
people.
So I thought they handled that really lovely.
I really thought
so
that they
too.
did. They did a really great job. Like, none of it was weird,
Right.
and none of it was like, oh, I wish that they said that differently. Like,
Yeah.
they managed to, like, phrase it very well, and in a way that I think that, like, everyone can understand. Because I think it's really hard to, like, explain that stuff straight out, because everything
Yeah.
has so many, like, connotations, and there's different levels to human emotions. So, like, when you're talking about this stuff, you have to, like, be aware of the person that you're speaking to's whole life before you had this conversation with them.
Right.
You know, like, you have to be aware of, like, I might have this opinion, but this person might have had a whole life before this.
Exactly.
And it's sometimes it's really, really difficult to have those conversations. And Big Mouth did a great job.
Oh.
Timothy!
Yeah, and I think we got another donation earlier
Yeah.
from Garanara1.
Oh, thank you so much, you guys. Oh, amazing.
And what are our
Yeah.
opinions on Mona? We love Mona.
Mona's amazing.
Mona's great.
Maybe my favorite hormone monster
She's
in her
literally the
limited,
best. So
in her limited
awesome.
screen
The
time.
best.
Yeah.
Danny Newton bringing it. So good. Hopefully she doesn't screw up her girl Missy too much though, because she is. Ooh, she is sexually
what?
charged and a little volatile.
I think
Yeah.
she's going through changes. I think she's going
Oh.
through changes.
I see what you did there.
I'm fully expecting, now that like this season has ended their 7th grade journey. So like the first 3 seasons, they're in 7th grade.
Yeah.
And now we got summer, and I don't know if the next season will be over the summer or if it's gonna jump over the summer, but I expect we immediately see Missy in season 4 totally different, like reinvents herself for 8th grade. I think
No
we're gonna
overalls?
see it. No, I think she's gonna be super different. I think the events of the end of this season and the fact that she is now like hanging out with Mona nonstop, she's gonna totally reinvent herself for 8th grade.
I'm going to go ahead and quote the wise prophet of the modern age, Katy Perry, when she said, over the summer something changed. I started reading 17 and shaving my legs, and I studied Evita religiously. And I walked right into school and caught you staring at me. Dude, Missy's gonna totally Katy Perry.
She's gonna Katy Perry. She's gonna go from being a Christian singer
100%
to being this.
to being this.
We have another donation from Peter. Oh, Peter version 1?
Peter
Yeah.
one.
Who's the
Peter
Ponytail Killer?
Who's the
Show me
Ponytail
the
Killer?
answers.
Dude, we don't even know after this season. We made
Yeah.
a whole video on it after the second
Yeah.
season, but
Right.
this season is BS.
Yeah, nothing. I
Yeah, they
do
barely
want
touched on
to
it.
address Timothy Ron's question too, because he did a super chat here. Did you hate Matthew for what he said to Jay? Because he said the whole stop on the
way to Gay
on the
Town.
way to
Way to
Gay
Gay
Town.
Town.
How do you feel about that?
Dude, I don't hate him. I don't know about you guys. I don't hate him for saying that because it's a common misconception, and the best way to kind of combat people who have those misconceptions is through education.
Right,
Yeah.
and that's what this whole show's about. It's
That's
like
what this whole show's
all these
about.
kids are going through these things and maybe saying and doing problematic things, and then learning why
And then
they
learning
are
why
problematic.
that's happening. Yeah,
Exactly.
so you can't hate Matthew for having a preconceived idea before he really knows the situation.
For sure.
The whole point is you learn. You live, you learn. Alanis Morissette. Sorry,
Wow,
I'm
you
gonna
had
spend this
so
whole
much singing
I'm gonna
today.
spend this
I
whole
love
song
that.
just
This whole song.
I'm gonna spend
The
this
entire
whole
song.
No, this whole stream making song references.
Before we
now.
started filming, producer Brett and I were talking off camera about the season, and one of the things I really enjoyed about season 3 is that there were all of these issues that they never quite equated. You understand this, so you understand that. They tried to make really big dividers between Andrew, has this huge problem with women for a while there, but then he goes to that meeting and it's, oh my God, these people here hate people like me. They hate
Right.
Jewish people. This is insane that I hate women in this way because it's so insane they hate me like this. But they do a really good job of being like, but that doesn't mean you understand what women go through, Andrew.
Right.
It's you don't understand the way, Matthews had to go through things. You don't understand the way Jay's had to go through things.
You
and they're
really
all going through stuff.
do not understand how Duke Ellington went through.
Yes!
That was a crazy.
That episode was
That
so
was
I
crazy.
love that
good.
episode. So good.
Oh, that was another thing too. I love that it was the guise of, hey, you'll be interested in a story that I have to tell you if it's about losing my virginity, but losing your virginity, that's a great thing that's going to happen to you at some point. Sex is great, awesome. It's a really big part of this show. It's a really big part of your life, but it's not the end all be all of who you are as a person. That's not what's going to be there to
Totally.
define you. And I'm so glad that got thrown in.
Yeah,
I'm just
no
happy
doubt.
that Duke Ellington really did a great job recreating the Ryan Reynolds movie, Definitely Maybe, but in the jazz era.
Yes.
I was proud of him for seeing that Ryan Reynolds movie in the early 2000s.
I'm gonna put it away
going
here.
back in time and doing the same thing in the early 1930s.
It's very impressive.
I don't know.
What was
Very
your favorite
impressive.
episode, John?
Yeah, tell us.
Oh gosh, it's between the Duke Ellington episode and Supermouth. I really liked Supermouth. I did a big breakdown of Supermouth on my channel that I posted this morning, and I basically went real in depth and like showcased every superpower we saw in the episode, but I also broke down why every the main character's superpowers were very representative of exactly what they were going through this season.
Yeah.
And I thought that was like kind of genius, is that they perfectly reflected like their struggles, insecurities, and or even just their personalities or like attitudes.
Yeah.
I liked that the fact that Nick was Big Dick Boy is like, oh yeah, because he's just like he's
You
big,
said that
sorry.
so serious. I really,
I love
Nick,
that
he's
is
Big
I
Dick Boy.
emotionally and empathetically connected to
Big Dick Boy.
Big Dick Boy.
Well, let me say
So,
it differently. I connected to Big Dick Boy.
Big Dick
Big
Boy.
Big Dick Boy. Big Dick Boy.
Yes.
But like it was great because he was just like he really developed like an arrogant attitude over the course of the season based on like his success with women, and like he's just feeling himself, and he became an asshole for it. And so like his superhero personification of that was, I'm Big Dick Boy, I get bigger, and it also like addresses his insecurities. Like he is shorter than a lot of people in his grade, and he literally can grow bigger than
He's
everyone else.
got a
Also,
smaller penis
yeah,
than
and his
everyone.
name, his name even,
than
yeah,
everybody.
exactly. I thought that was really smart how they kind of incorporated that, and then also just like the reveal with Caleb is pretty interesting. That that it was all in his head, and then I got an interesting comment on my channel, and someone suggested, what if the hormone monsters are all Caleb's way of learning, like coping with, what if this whole show is Caleb?
There hasn't been a hormone monster around these parts in 40 years. Whoa!
Oh man.
I know, that would be nuts. It'd be nuts, right?
That's bonkers.
Oh.
That's a good
Banana
comment.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
let us know in the chat if you think that's a
Yeah,
viable
yeah.
theory.
I kind of want to do a
I don't
video
know,
about
John
it. Like,
just
yeah.
blew my mind.
Yeah, I mean, someone just commented
That's
on my
really
channel, so
cool.
whoever that was,
Whoa,
shout out to them.
shout out to that
Oh.
guy. Username unknown at the moment, but we will look him up.
Yes,
I
for sure.
love that. That is so interesting.
Right?
Oh my goodness.
I like that, and I also like that whole episode kind of just develops Caleb as a character more.
Just Avery, is that an MFM reference? Let me tell you something.
Mm-hmm.
Chris and I have been doing this long before I started listening to My Favorite Murder, and there was an episode of My Favorite Murder in which Karen Kilgariff explained that unless you and your best friend have an old-timey minor joke that you both make all the time for no reason, you are not actually best friends with that person. And
It's just science.
I played that clip for Chris, and I was just like, listen, we're not in the wrong here.
No.
So, yes,
super
that is kind of an MFM reference.
and a
but-
little John Mulaney.
and a little John Mulaney.
Yeah.
But also, we've been
But
doing
also-
this for very long.
Also, because we're best friends.
But also, we've been doing this for the
For
last
40
40 years.
years.
Whoa!
Speaking of things that deserve a lot of handshaking, Angelina Jigic? I don't know.
How do we pronounce it?
Angelina.
Angelina, let us know how to say your name.
Yeah.
Thoughts on Jesse's crush on Judd? Also, Bowie.
Bowie in the
Bowie.
episode made my whole life complete. I was like, please give me David Bowie explaining. My favorite part was literally just like they were explaining the whole sexuality spectrum. Everything was great. And then David Bowie throws in, from outer space. And they're like, well, yes, you are an alien, so you get a different signifier in this gender song. I loved that so much. It made me so every kind of happy.
I think
I miss him.
I think on the Judd stuff too. We touched on this a little bit, but there's also like Jesse acknowledges that Judd is just not a nice boy.
Oh, no.
And there's always,
Right.
you always have that friend, or you are that friend who's like, I like that really dangerous person.
I like him.
Oh my
I
gosh, he
love
makes
him.
me feel unsafe, and I like that.
Dude, you guys know, I told this story the other day to someone, not you, but I'll tell it again. When I was like 17, I started dating a guy named Nick Boger. Don't look him up. I'm sure he's not on
not a
social
real name.
media because I'm sure he's in jail by now. But when I started
right
dating him because the first time I went over to his house, we went into his bedroom to listen to metal, and he didn't have a bed. He slept in a coffin. And I was like, I'm dating this guy right now.
No.
Oh my God. So like 17-year-old Whitney gets this stuff. I get the whole crushing on Judd, who
That's
has an army of raccoons. I once dated a guy because he slept in. That's a reason to not date that person. I made a bad Whitney. Whitney, no. Whitney, yes.
That's
Whitney,
amazing.
yes. Yeah. And also his last name sounded like Booger, so what was I going to do if we really got married?
She was compensating.
Get a double wide coffin and just be Mrs. Booger for the rest of my life? No, thank you.
I mean, Van Lanningham's a pretty good
Van
vampire
Lanningham
name.
is like
Lanningham
way
is
better.
It's like a good vampire
It's like-
name,
She
too.
sounds like she
Yeah.
owns like a railroad. You know?
A
She sounds like she's got
railroad?
Monopoly money.
Ooh.
Well, guys, new donation, Garinaro
Thoughts
again.
on season 3 songs that anything goes in Florida.
That's my favorite too.
Oh my
Yep,
God, so
for
good.
sure. Florida
So
song's
good.
my
The
favorite.
Florida song is so good.
Yeah.
Oh, the Martin Short song though too.
Oh, yeah.
That one was so good as the bisexual musician. Words are hard. Wow.
Words are hard. That's
I
why
haven't
we
been
talk
here for a
about
while,
them.
guys.
We use them to talk on internet.
I talk on the internet professionally.
Yeah.
I'm a voice actor. How you doing?
Yeah.
I mean what you know.
Yeah. I just got so excited that Martin Short popped up in the series
Oh,
in
yeah,
general.
obviously.
And I love
too.
Nick Kroll
Love
has
him.
like a weird thing with Canadians, which I love.
Oh yeah.
Because on Kroll's show, he had the weird show about everyone who is in wheelchairs except for the one kid who transfers into their school.
Right. Right.
And
And
then
it was like
the
a
one kid
Degrassi
who
parody,
didn't go
but
to
Yeah,
Degrassi.
and he'd always be
yeah.
like,
Yeah.
I don't know wheels.
Yeah, that's right.
Dude, I had the best idea for like a t-shirt once, which was Neil deGrasse Tyson, which is just Neil deGrasse Tyson
Yeah.
shooting a basketball from a wheelchair.
Like Jimmy.
Just like Jimmy.
Just like Jimmy, just like
Jimmy.
Drake.
Love it.
Just like Drake.
Oh man. There was another donation.
Yay!
Timothy Ron.
Thanks, Timothy.
Your thoughts on the start and end of Nick/Missy?
Okay, wait, hang on. We should we? There's a lot of things that we haven't. Who's the Ponytail Killer? Okay, we don't know. Do you hate Matthew?
know. No.
Okay, sorry. I just
Yeah.
want to make sure we answered everyone.
I think we're up to snuff on everything
Cool.
now. But
Thoughts of Nick and Missy?
Yeah.
Missy.
I thought it was a good representation of like
That
stuff
totally
that happens.
happens.
Yeah,
That
exactly.
totally
yeah.
happens.
Yeah, it's just like, oh yeah, they just started feeling things for each other because of those circumstances around the musical.
Yes.
They wanted to make out, they did, and then Nick wasn't feeling it. Missy's bummed about it. It was a bummer. Yeah,
It's
I
a
mean,
bummer,
it's
but
just how it
yeah.
goes.
Yeah.
oh man,
You
and
bounce.
if you were a theater kid, like, oh God, did that hit home?
Oh,
because you
yeah.
get paired in a scene with somebody and you're just some dumb little kid with braces and all these hormones, and you're put into a very adult scene. Like I had to do something with my ex-boyfriend Patrick Yost, and we had this horrible scene that we were paired to do.
saying people's names.
Google them, ruin their lives.
Patrick
Just
will love
joking,
it.
Please don't ever
We're
do
still
that.
Facebook friends. He's happily married now.
I'm gonna list all of my
And
exes later.
We had to do this
Full
scene,
names.
and I'm like
John's gonna
15
publish
years
it.
old. I'm 15, and the scene is I am a movie critic who is blackmailing this actor into sleeping with her for a good review, and I'm like 15 years old with braces, and I'm just like, what? Why
Yikes.
would I do this scene? And it just is so confusing when you're thrown into something like that, and you have to figure out all of those feelings you already have, and then try to be mature in a situation that you were so not ready for. Who
Yeah.
would let that musical happen?
Yeah.
Lies are such a
Lies
piece
are
of crap.
sucks. I mean, that's why he got fired. Because
Yeah.
it was really weird and problematic. that they
I'm
even had
so
to do
glad
that.
his ball got punctured.
See, what
Yes.
what
Oh my
actually
God.
happens in theater is probably what happened to me, where I was paired with my leading man,
Mm-hmm.
and then I fell in love with him, and then I slowly
What
but
was his
surely
name?
learned
Just kidding.
that he was
What's his full
that
crystal
he
name?
was so very
What's his social
gay
security number?
because he was the lead in a musical.
Mm-hmm.
So of course he was gay.
Yeah.
And I was barking up the wrong tree.
But you
man.
learned.
But good for him.
yeah.
No,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. You,
Oh.
you learn your lesson when you're in a musical and you fall for someone
Absolutely
and it's
you do.
not the right thing.
We've got more super chats. Thank you,
Wow,
Ken
so many
Hall.
super
This is
chats.
so nice, you guys. Thank you. $2
Thanks,
from Ken
everyone.
Hall. Thank you so much for supporting the channel like that. Whitney survival instincts equals teen Whitney, or Whitney minus survival instincts. So
Teen Whitney.
And she's
It's
got them so
100%
good now.
true.
She keeps saran wrap in the car in case our intestines fall
I keep
out.
saran wrap in the car.
Yeah, she's a good
If
girl.
you saw the Sam Basher episode, you know what
You know
we
it.
mean.
Peter version 1 gives us $4.99. What? You said Judd is not kind or nice just now?
What?
What? Judd in season 2 showed he is a nice person. He helps his brother get over being high.
He did help his brother.
Oh, no, I don't think he's not a nice person.
Okay.
I just think he's a...
Peter, let me rephrase this.
Yeah,
I said he's not a nice boy. He's not
He's a
oh my
dangerous
gosh, I
boy.
can't wait to take him over to meet my mom and she's gonna love him. He'd be playing with a switchblade and being like, "What's up, Marie?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Here are my raccoons.
Yeah.
You're my raccoon, Susan. Get with it.
That's what I mean. He wouldn't walk up and be like, "Hello, Mrs. Carr. It's so nice to meet you." He'd be like, "What's for dinner, Marie?" And also, you look like a slut. Like, I feel like that's
100%. Like, he'd be like, "Let my raccoons take care of this dinner, Marie. You sit down, put your feet up, relax, you whore."
light a cigarette at your dinner table
No,
and you're like,
100%,
"It's Advent. We only use the matches for the
we
calendar
can't."
wreath."
And he's like, "Shut up.
Yeah.
All right,
Here's
here-
my leather jacket. Smell it. It smells amazing. It smells like cigarettes and me."
All right, here's a comment that I just want to shout out because
Uh-huh.
I love it. Steve for principal, says Tosin Network.
Yes!
Steve for principal.
Steve
I love
for
that.
principal.
Steve, I'm so glad
And
Steve's
then Wings
back
of Power
at the
says, "And
school."
serial
Yes.
killers." I hope that that's a response to that.
What do you guys think of Steve's kind of rotating jobs at the beginning there?
I mean, it was funny because, like, I guess in My Fair Valentine, it was pretty entertaining to see him at, what was he, at Walgreens?
Walgreens
Yes.
Yeah,
as a
yeah.
greeter, yeah.
And it was, like, kind of a fun bit, but it also just made me miss Steve all season. It was like, oh, he's in for a moment here and there.
Yeah.
Which
And
is
it's
funny.
sad.
I went through a real journey with him where, like, season 1, I was like, oh, he's uncomfortable and I don't like him.
Yeah.
And then season 2, I was like, oh, he's just a sweet guy who is very mentally stunted and doesn't know any better.
Yeah.
And I like, after season 2, I was like, oh, I think Steve is one of my favorite characters. I really like him.
I love
And then he
him.
was just not in this season very much, which was a bummer. But good makeover.
Good
Clear guys
makeover.
did good
Secretly
work.
handsome.
Secretly handsome.
Secretly
He
handsome
did a
guy.
Good job. Yeah, the Fab Five. Funny story. I almost worked on the new show,
was
on the new
telling
Queer Eye.
us.
What?
I almost worked on it.
Say
yeah.
more words right now.
Yeah.
Say more
should I
words
say?
right
should I say some
now.
full names? I used to work
Tell
with.
me about
I used to
every
work
full
with
name.
one of my old bosses, and her name's Rachel. She's a co-EP on that show, and she hit me up at one point to potentially work on it, but I was working on some other stuff at the time. And that was before it even came out. And then I watched it, and I was like, oh, this show's really good. This is a really good reboot, and I love that they like brought all of the actors into this to actually do it.
Yes.
It was like a real genuine makeover. I like that Jay's the one who put him up for it. I think that was great. Yeah, it was great. It was really fun. Good synergy between Netflix shows. For
Oh,
sure. Yeah.
absolutely. I thought that was so cute. And I love how weird Antony's story got with
Oh.
that.
Oh my God!
I
Yes.
love
with
that because honestly, okay, so the two storylines I love the most in that were Bobby and Antony because everyone always accuses Antony of doing nothing.
Right. And Bobby of doing everything.
And Bobby
Yeah.
doing everything.
Yeah.
And so then this episode, Antony literally became a bird master
Yeah.
and like tamed a flock as just like on a rock shirtless.
So
And
funny.
then Bobby, like what my favorite line in the whole thing was Bobby walks in and he goes, "Well, Tan was buying you a shirt and they were cutting your hair and listening to your feelings. I renovated your entire fucking house."
Oh.
Like,
Swear.
There it is.
I was
It's a
doing
direct
it in
quote.
the name of Bobby.
direct
I
quote.
knew I was doing
Now
it.
donate for Whitney's first.
Yes, for swear.
More donations coming in too.
oh,
Ian
man.
Meadows, 199. Thoughts on what characters' lives after the show? So what's going to happen to all the kids after the show?
After this
After
year
the
of
season,
school,
or like when
after
they're
the season?
adults?
Because that's
Those are different
a lot.
questions.
Yeah, I mean they already showed that like potential future where Nick's a talk show host or a game show host.
because
which
he's
is
going to
kinda
get through
funny.
life being charming.
Yes.
Being charming. He's
Yes.
going to be a
Which
Lyft driver.
totally
or a
works,
comedian,
you
which,
guys.
Hey, I'm just letting you know, the three of us aren't Lyft drivers, so
Not anymore.
not anymore.
Not currently.
You can either be a comedian or a Lyft driver. Those
Those
are
are
your
the
two options.
That's it.
And
Yep.
just because you're a comedian doesn't mean that you will ever make more money than a Lyft driver.
It's very true.
True.
Oh, man.
Lyft drivers hustle and they grind.
hustle and
Yeah.
they grind, and they're the best.
Nick should be so lucky.
I sleep in most days, and then I wake up and I write with you, and then we
Yeah.
drink whiskey. So
That's true. That's very true.
I'd be more
Sweet.
productive.
It's
as
a good
Lyft driver.
time.
Yeah,
John, you
sounds
should
fun.
come. We're so
John, you
productive.
should come.
Cool, I'm
You
in.
should come
I'm
hang
in.
out.
Sounds
Just come
good.
hang out with us.
Becca A.M. Marquez writes, what are your opinions on the Florida episode?
Okay, got a lot of opinions on this. Go for it. Go for it.
All right,
wants
who's
to
first? Who's
start?
first?
Who wants to start?
Okay, so I think this season tonally was very different than the other ones. There's a lot less random humor. There were a lot less like side bits and things like the ladybug and stuff like that.
Right.
The Florida episode felt like, hey, we don't have to do standards and practices like other series. So let's just push that effing envelope. Let's just do
Totally.
it. Let's make an episode all about incest, and then let's follow that up with so many tiny, tiny dick pics.
Yep. Oh, I forgot.
Yeah,
so many
there's
of
so
those.
many, and it felt
Oh my
like
God.
it really felt like the creators went, hey, you know how everyone who complains about the show says it could be kiddie porn? Let's just double down on those D's. Let's give them all them little mushrooms.
You know, also, everyone was like, they show women's vaginas.
Yeah.
Let's show some dicks every frame this season. Yeah, no, that was great.
They did show a dick in the very first episode, though.
Yes.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So it's like...
It's just this one we got all of those weird Andrew
the
selfies.
Angles. Oh, my God.
Andrew
So
selfies
funny.
with the dicks. We also got the... Do a rail on a dolphin, naked and golfing. Like, that guy's dick was out for sure.
For sure.
That was
and
great.
then
That was
Maury
a full
also,
penis.
ate that guy's face during that sequence.
Maury ate the guy's face.
There was a lot going on.
And then when he was telling the story, all the army dicks were dying.
Oh, for the Duke Ellington one. The Archduke Ferdinand.
I gotta say, that army story, there's one thing that I want to bring up. There was a scene of a dick giving another dick fellatio.
Yes.
But just on his balls.
This just raises so many questions.
Yeah. Can one dick lick another dick? How many dicks could a dick lick dick if a dick could dick lick dick?
You know, the Tootsie Pop Owl was asking all the wrong questions.
The age-old tongue twister.
The age-old tongue. How much sack could a sack squelcher squelch if a sack squelcher could squelch?
Oh my God.
I just want to hide.
Oh, man.
Do you guys have any other thoughts on the Florida episode?
Oh, man.
So many, yes.
Yeah, so many. I mean, I thought the incest story was really funny.
It was so funny.
It was really funny. And it is also, definitely a thing that kids struggle with, is, crushing on their cousins.
I don't know if I ever struggled with that.
I don't have any cousins my age. Oh,
okay,
is this what's happening?
Is, actually, hey, everybody.
Real stories, though. This is like a real thing.
We already told all of you guys out there that this was coming, but John, welcome to your intervention.
Oh, great. This is what this was?
This is
why you invited me here?
Exactly. So, John, we knew that you loved
It's not even for my drug addiction. Not even for my drug
meet
addiction.
girls at your family reunion.
You cannot pick up ladies at your family reunion.
I never have.
I just choked on a mic.
But I also have never had family reunions, so.
There we go.
Oh yeah, me either.
No, but there's so many stories about that. You guys don't hear that?
Full family.
Well, fair enough.
Yeah.
You know,
Anyways,
so
yeah.
maybe you're a little privileged in the incest area.
I am too privileged in
So
the
nice.
incest arena, yeah, for sure.
Oh man.
You're not related to anyone. So nice. So clutch.
But
okay,
yeah.
John, explain why this is okay to us.
It's not okay. It's not okay. It's certainly not okay. But kids going through puberty, develop crushes in everywhere. Everywhere,
Yeah.
for sure.
You
and
can
the
get
whole
a shorts boner for any goddamn reason at all.
The whole episode was just him being like, this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong.
is
I'm
horrible.
doing it anyways.
Yeah, I'm
and
doing
it
it
just really
anyway.
showcases how puberty and hormones can override all logic in all, and even Nick's storyline in that. He went and made out with the murder girl.
Yeah.
The little
She had
murder
obviously
lady.
she
Y'all
was
want to think about?
Yeah.
y'all want to think about. I also just love that when Nick goes, I just saw one of her two of my stepdaddies. Just I just saw one of her two of my stepdaddies.
What did she say? She's like, you think anyone will miss you?
Think anyone will miss you? Maybe you know how many corpses are down at the bottom of this marina?
12?
12? About 12? Do you think anyone would miss you? Just oh my god.
Which,
man.
it's a really, really accurate depiction of Florida.
That really,
Yeah,
really
anything
is.
goes.
Yeah.
Anything goes in Florida.
As they and we have stated previously, anything goes.
I texted Whitney when I was on vacation there. My parents live there. It was like, once again, I am on the beach and two children are hitting each other with a dead catfish. Just smacking each other with a dead catfish.
It's amazing. That's so
Hey,
great.
man,
This
it's
is where
better than
I-
two Florida children whacking each other with a meth pipe. So
That's true.
Let's.
I don't know. They
thank
could have
the
tried to
Lord,
smoke out of that
Catfish.
catfish later.
Dude,
They
you
could
can
have been
totally
really
smoke
into
out
it.
of a catfish.
Yeah.
If you can smoke off a tinfoil tray or out of an apple, you can find a way to make a catfish into a
Kids
meth
don't
bong.
do that.
Probably.
Make a
Probably.
catfish into a meth bong. Tell your mom I told you to do it. Just kidding. I'm just joking. I'm just
Brett is
joking. Brett's so
very
mad.
mad.
I'm just joking. Don't ever do drugs. Don't ever do drugs. I don't do drugs. You should not do drugs. I joke about drugs.
Brett got mad.
Brett got real mad. I'm
Brett
just
got mad
joking.
at
I'm
Whitney.
totally just joking. Please do not ever smoke meth out of a catfish. I don't.
Or out of anything. How about out of anything?
Don't
smoke
smoke
out of
meth.
anything.
Yeah,
Don't
don't
smoke
smoke meth. I was
anywhere.
joking about
Speaking
the
of
catfish
segues,
bomb.
Peter version 1.
Peter version 1.
Peter
Welcome
version
back,
one.
Peter
Thank
version
you.
1.
Thank you for donating so much,
Thank
dude.
you, Peter. Sure. Why are there no Big Mouth bobbleheads on your
Do
desk?
those exist?
We don't have any.
We don't have any money.
Googling
Oh yeah.
Big Mouth
cool.
bobbleheads.
Funko has everything.
Funko has them.
Funko does have everything,
there are
but we
Big
don't
Mouth
have
Funkos.
money.
See, here's the thing. I refuse to collect Funko Pops because
Same.
I don't want to spend all my money. So once I start I'm really, really crazy about collecting things. I collect too much
Yeah.
stuff. So if I start a new collection, it's going to be problematic for me. So
I used to collect ceramic mice when I was little.
how'd that go? Do you still have them?
I sure as shit do, John. I sure as shit do. You want to see them all?
Yeah, I do.
Come to my mom's house.
Okay.
They're hanging in my childhood bedroom on a bookshelf I crafted especially for my ceramic mice collection.
The mice are hanging?
On a shelf.
On
yes.
a shelf. On
On
a
a
shelf.
shelf. The shelf is hanging. The mice are sitting.
Okay.
Lauren
Yes.
Linton says, I see your point. I have 17 Funko Pops. That's exactly
That's
right.
true.
That's a lot.
That's right.
Yeah.
I do admittedly have a couple, but I got them for free when I used to work at Nerdist.
Yeah.
And I'm probably just gonna sell them at some point because I'm afraid that even having those will just me be like, oh, but I could just get one more,
Yeah.
and it will go with the one that I already have.
That's
and
how
like,
it is.
Like I definitely want a Hormone Monster and a BoJack Horseman Funko Pop, but then that's where it goes wrong. That's where it goes wrong. You get the
It's a
two you want.
slippery slope, man.
Yeah.
First, you start off collecting ceramic mice. The next thing you know, you have
You're
every
doing meth
Funko
out of a
Pop- You're
catfish.
doing meth
Yeah.
out of a catfish. That is exactly the trajectory.
Which none of you should ever
None of
do.
you should ever do. That was 100% a joke. Please, I swear to Christ, if I see the headline in the newspaper, NerdWire fan dies after smoking meth out of catfish, I'm going to lose my shit. I will resurrect
Problematic.
you from the dead and kill you again.
It would be really funny if the top of that headline was NerdWire fan.
NerdWire fan. NerdWire
specifically
fan.
because
Well,
of
it's
NerdWire.
because their mom and the detective J.J. Bittenbinder.
Oh,
He
Oh,
would,
street smarts.
It's street smarts.
I grew up around where Bittenbinder did his thing, but I never saw him. Yeah, I grew up in that area.
man.
Oh, I have a secret.
Uh-oh.
Did you know that I used to do safety promotional videos?
Oh, you told me this.
Yeah.
You told me that. Yes. Oh man, I want to watch
I have
those.
the DVD hidden somewhere in my house. No one comes over to my house enough or is interested enough to find it. But when
How
somebody
dare
does,
you?
it's like an Easter egg hunt, only instead of chocolate and candy, you get to see me get in a fake criminal's face after doing some karate and say, "Don't bring a knife to a gunfight," after I slap the knife out of his hand.
If you play me that, I'll
Wow.
play you all the driver's ed videos I did in Houston.
Guys,
We'll do
this
an exchange.
sounds like a great live
Which
stream.
Kendall did my hair and makeup for.
Yes,
Oh,
Kendall.
Acting is glamorous.
We
We have another
Yeah. Oh
one.
my
Claudia
gosh.
Rojas.
Y'all are so nice for
guys
these
are very
donations.
Do you think Jay's mom is trying to get sober? What do you think about her confessions during the meeting? Dude, the whole
Oh.
secret daughter
Secret daughter thing.
was crazy.
I know. Like that was real.
Bonkers.
That was real for sure. I hope they follow
I
that up.
hope that
Do you
we
think they
follow that
yeah,
up.
I think
Yeah.
so too.
Because who's her secret daughter?
Right.
Which
And what-
one of them is?
Oh.
Speculate wildly. Who's the secret daughter?
Who is it? Who's the secret daughter?
What if
That was
it's
how
Missy?
you made
Sorry,
that sound.
sorry.
That was how you made that sound. You just went,
Oh.
And I was like, that's just the opening for the immigrant song.
Yeah.
That's it.
We've done a lot of copywritten songs in
We
today's
have.
episode.
Listen,
okay.
Please don't report us.
I think that they should pay me royalties. They should pay me. What?
He said we're not singing them well enough to get flagged.
Oh, that's just a real. Okay, well, why don't I change it to Courtney Love songs, and then I'll just be spot on.
Oh my God, listen, everyone left the chat.
You left the chat?
I said everyone left.
Oh, everyone left.
chat?
Courtney Love songs, bye.
All
I
right.
don't think the mom's going to try to get sober though.
Well, it sounds like she maybe already was though, because she went at the meeting.
she was in a meeting, so
Right.
it was just
She
like,
was
you
off.
know,
She was
muscle
doing her
memory.
thing,
Yeah,
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
here.
Hi,
Right.
I'm here. I'm an alcoholic.
But
Yeah.
I would really hope that she does for the sake of her son. But I mean, that's like the thing about getting sober, right? Let's take this to a serious discussion. Like, you have to make that choice in your life.
Yeah.
And other people and other situations cannot bring that upon you. So if she is going to meetings, but she hasn't really made the commitment yet, maybe she won't get sober. But if she
Right.
is going to meetings and she really is trying, hey man, let's see how it goes. Addiction is a disease, and it's really, really hard to overcome.
Yeah,
And we
maybe.
saw, sorry.
No, go ahead.
We saw Jay, trying to put the best foot forward with his family, so maybe his mom will meet him halfway in the middle.
Yeah,
totally
that's what I was
meet him
thinking.
halfway.
Yeah, I really liked to see the positive impact Jay's time at the Birches had on him and with his family. Yeah, they were like a
just
real
love that-
family. They had plates and everything.
I wrote you a second hamburger post-it note because you enjoyed the first one so much. It was so good. I love that. It was
it's so cute.
And then
love
just
it.
them being like, Jay, we like you exactly the way you are, and his head explodes, and you don't know whether to laugh or cry because you're like, wait, that's so sweet, but
baby
also
Jay.
ha 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 ha.
Oh, Pam.
That's how I laugh and cry, you guys. I either
Just
go
that?
or ah, ha, ha, ha. Those are my two emotions. I don't have any other emotions in my body.
Such a weird read. Ethan Lynch agrees with me that it'd be awesome if Missy was the secret daughter. I think that'd be fun. I really liked Jay and Missy's dynamic, and I wanted more of that.
Loved.
Jay having a first friend who's
Oh my
a girl.
God. And it was also just a totally platonic friendship. They were just like,
Exactly.
we want to
We
write
wanna
fiction
write
together.
fanfic
Love it.
together.
So
Yes.
good.
Yes.
And I loved seeing Jay's just crazy chaotic energy outletted through writing
The
this
medium
stuff
of
with Missy.
Nathan
Yeah.
Fillion's
Yeah.
sexual fanfic.
Exactly.
Yes.
Oh, so good.
And I also especially love that Jay, the character that at least for me started off as oh God, he's just the dirty joke punchline. He's
How
the Whitney
great
Van
is he now?
Lanningham of Big Mouth. You know,
sing your name?
Whitney Van Lanningham. Anyways, so he was just this dirty. I didn't think he was as funny at first as I absolutely did in this season. This season, I really started loving Jay.
Yeah.
Because at first I was I don't know, he's kind of gross. And then this season I was he is a complex individual.
He is.
Who has so many thoughts and feelings and ideas that I
Totally.
agree with. But I love that he went from being this ultra dirty character to when he and Missy are writing this fan fiction, she goes, how about they start bumping uglies? And he goes, no, bumping beautiful.
Yep, it's so great.
It
Which
was
somebody just
so-
put in chat,
Yes,
which is great.
They
so
bump
cute.
beautiful.
Bump
Thanks,
beautiful.
Lindsay Abbey.
Thank you, Lindsay Abbey.
Wings of Power said, what if Jay's mom's secret daughter is Coach Steve's because they had sex in season 2? I don't think the timeline works out for
Yeah.
that.
I don't think it's been enough time
because
to-
yeah, it's only been
hasn't been
7th
enough.
grade, so
Yeah.
there's no
Yeah,
way.
so
There's
You
no way
can't,
that
you
would
can't
happen.
kick a
time.
baby in that amount of time. That needs more time to percolate.
You
Yeah.
can't cook it. Okay.
Yeah.
Peter version 1.
Last
Ooh.
donation.
You're
If
so
you remember
nice,
the
Peter.
episode, we love you, Peter. With the cell phone, there was an Amber Alert. A red Mazda. Was that the Ponytail Killer or just a random?
Oh.
See, so that was what I thought as well, because the guy in the red Mazda was hanging outside of Andrew's house, and then he was in the, he was in the driveway, and his dad was like, tell that guy in the red Mazda to repark his car somewhere else.
I didn't even catch
But
this stuff.
but that was the thing though, is I was like, okay, why would he be parked outside of Andrew's house as the Ponytail Killer?
Right.
'Cause
I mean,
his mom-
Andrew's a few bad choices from
But
growing a ponytail.
We
Sure.
saw what was the car in season 2? Because remember it was the end during the big shame 2-part
Big
episodes. We saw the
Mouth
car,
We
right?
saw the
Season 2,
car.
Ponytail Killer car.
Oh
Oh,
man.
Was it
man.
a red Mazda?
What if it is?
What if it is?
I don't know.
Bum, bum,
Let's go to
bum, bum.
Netflix.
Oh, it's cute. When you Google Ponytail
You
Killer,
guys
our
come
video
up.
comes up
Aw,
first.
That's great. That's great.
Dad, are you proud of us?
Dad,
Yay!
All right,
Dad's
let's see if
proud.
we can find this. We're doing some sleuthing.
look at that! Way you guys!
It's pretty cute.
We're doing
it's pretty
some
nice.
citizen sleuthing.
Citizen sleuth.
We're a
Citizen
couple
sleuth.
of armchair detectives over here.
Yeah.
Oh,
Some citizen
man.
Except our
sleuths.
chairs don't have arms.
Our chairs don't have arms, and we don't tolerate
we're going, we don't need
ponytail killing.
Yeah, no murdering
No
here.
arms, no ponytails. Let's do this.
Oh,
Episode
man.
8.
Well, if you go to the Wikipedia, there's a whole page on the Ponytail Killer.
Yep. So it looks like, no, it wasn't.
No,
the
it
red
wasn't.
Mazda.
No, it wasn't. Look at this.
But if he's a good murderer,
Nope,
he switches
it's
up his
a
car.
blue
And
no
also-
license plate, not a Mazda.
But also, they crashed it. What if they got a new
What
car?
Exactly.
Car.
Could have got a new car.
He hasn't been caught. He's not stupid enough to keep running around that same vehicle.
Right. Yeah, that's true.
Fake
That's true. There's a
blinders
reason.
on
Yeah,
his tail.
that's true. Oh, here we go. Chances of exploring the drag community through Missy's dad, or was it a one-episode joke? From Ken Hall, $5 donation.
Thank you, Ken.
Thanks, Ken.
Chances of yeah, absolutely. I think that they might be able to do that in upcoming seasons because obviously her dad is super cool with
Yeah.
the bra situation. Great.
Right.
It's for radishes. but
Obviously.
also,
I don't know how you guys farmers market, but
obviously.
I don't farmers market enough, honestly.
you just bring your brazier and you fill it up with produce.
Well, it's a good tip.
Yeah.
It's a good tip for you at
fun.
home. Much
See
better
you
than
guys
the
in
drug
Studio
tips from
City.
earlier.
Angel Faust writes a great question for $2.79. Thank you so much, Angel. F, marry, kill. Judd, Dina, or
Guy Bilzerian.
Guy Bilzerian. And that is a hard one because, Cantor Dina, but Guy Bilzerian.
Ooh.
I would definitely marry Cantordina because that girl can go downtown.
Fair.
And go downtown well.
Yeah.
And I would say F Judd because obviously I'm attracted to a man who can sleep in a coffin or hoard an army of raccoons to do some
Fair.
catering. And then kill Guy Bilzerian because his law commercials suck.
Yeah.
I think I would, with the same logic, but I would F Cantordina, marry Judd.
Yep.
And kill Guy. Yeah.
Exactly.
I want
Judd? You want that catering forever?
I want those raccoons to
I
be
can
my
fix
children.
him.
Yeah.
I can change him.
Yeah, but I can like put her on lock and be like, you're never
She's
leaving
gonna
me,
leave you
baby."
just like she
gonna
left
leave you.
Jesse's mom.
Yeah, but
she's
like
gonna get
that's
bored.
okay,
She's
but
gonna go
like-
on a sexual
then you'll-
walkabout.
and then you'll
Not
move
even
to the
marry
city to
her, it
practice
costs-
BDSM.
Dude, it costs at least $500 to get a divorce. Do you guys really think that I would ever date anyone who could afford
doesn't.
$500? No, it's not gonna happen that way.
Touche.
Man,
Oh man.
that was a good question.
Great
though.
question.
Thank
Great
you,
Yeah.
Angel. That was
great question.
It was
So
a good trio of characters. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, really interesting.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Megan goes, it's like a dowry. You get a raccoon army out of it.
Exactly.
Right?
The dinner parties you could throw. So good.
Exactly.
Okay, but if I raise my child Jewish for whatever reason, if I decide to go down that route, I get a free bar or bat mitzvah. Cantordina, my wife. What's up?
Fair.
Those
But, you
are
know,
expensive. Those are like a
That's
small
true.
wedding
Yeah,
for
but-
your
Yeah.
13-year-old
But
child.
you also have a full catering crew for a bar mitzvah or bat mitzvah if you go with Judd.
Exactly.
Okay, well, why can't I marry Cantordina, hire my ex-F buddy Judd to do
Okay.
the catering with his raccoons? Boom, my child's bar or bat mitzvah is covered.
But in the same logic, why don't I hire Cantordina?
You can't hire a cantor to be your person.
If you're
can't-
doing enough of that BDSM in Brooklyn
Yep.
and she's into it, you can be
She's
like,
gonna give
girl,
you a free bar mitzvah, bat mitzvah?
I don't know.
Really? You think that a good BDSM takedown is gonna be the same cost amount? I don't know.
Yes.
What, you think it's worth a whole
It's
bar
not like I've
mitzvah?
researched it, but yes.
A whole bar mitzvah. Chris has researched this. A whole bar mitzvah costs one BDSM experiment.
I've only looked into throwing a bar mitzvah for my dog, so I don't know the actual cost.
Oh,
your dog
100%.
13?
Yeah, but Trico
No, he's
deserves it.
10
Oh,
this
get
year. He's gonna be
there.
10 this year, and then I wanted to throw Trico a bris,
A
but then I
bris
was like,
for his-
that's really in poor taste.
Trico.
You didn't say
Trico
it was
the
in
Last
poor
Guardian.
taste.
Oh,
You got
I
busy
have that
that
game, but I
week.
haven't
You
played it.
never thought it was in poor taste.
No, because remember we were gonna film stuff about it, and then I was like, this is a bad idea.
I don't remember agreeing to film your dog's penis, but okay, Chris.
No, we were gonna film his penis. We were gonna film his bris, because I was gonna make all that brisket and stuff, and then I was like, I shouldn't put this on YouTube. Yeah, here we are talking about it.
Here
Hi,
we are. Hi,
guys.
Hello.
I was
We've
raised
really
Catholic.
gone
I
off
shouldn't do
track
this.
here.
It's okay. You didn't earlier joke about smoking meth out of a catfish, so Dad is still sending you to college. Please don't smoke meth out of a catfish.
All I see is Brett take his
Brett is,
headphones off.
Brett is about to
Brett took
throw the
his
cameras
Done.
on the ground.
Brett is coming over here.
Just scooch a little bit closer to the driveway.
Oh,
You keep on
Sorry.
leaning out of frame.
I keep on
yeah,
leaning
she's
out
just
of frame.
she doesn't like being near me.
I hate everyone.
hates
and
I feel like I'm being creepy because Brett keeps doing this to me, and then I'm like, yeah, John, what are your thoughts?
So anyways, can we pet your beautiful
Yeah.
hair? Hello.
I got it cut, guys. Got it cut
It
last
looks
week.
really
It looks
It's a little
really
nice
good.
and
It
trim.
really looks
yeah.
good. You
It's
don't
not
have any
as
split ends.
That's
look at-
fresh.
Look how
It's a fresh cut.
yeah, it's fresh, right? It's right here, but it's gonna grow so fast, and then it's gonna be crazy again.
Oh no, does your
Look how
hair
good all her hair
grow
looks.
really
Look at
long?
Oh my
this.
God, does your hair
Oh my
grow
God, I'm so
long and
sorry about your
luscious and
luxurious
supple?
hair.
Like, I'm so
Ugh.
sorry. Oh, you have beautiful
I'm just saying
hair
this
that
is
grows
this
fast?
is the prime spot for
Yeah.
my hair, and I cut it there, and then it grows, and it's gone out
There
of
you
there
go.
very fast. That's
I
all.
like that right now we look like a bar joke though. Because a blonde, a brunette, and a redhead walk into a bar. We're just a nightmare right now.
It's true.
We're just a punchline.
We're just a punchline.
Oh, here we go.
Okay, do you think that they will
Claudia
explore
Rojas.
asexuality and how?
Thanks, Claudia.
Thank you.
I haven't noticed any characters yet that are specifically asexual.
They did bring it up in the Spectrum song, though, right?
in the Spectrum
Yes.
song.
Yeah.
Yes, they did.
Yeah,
yes.
I hope they do. I hope
hope
they
that they
I hope
do
they
introduce
explore
an
as much as they
asexual
can
character.
because the
Yeah.
show is so good educationally, just
Oh,
talking about that kind of stuff.
absolutely.
Yeah, and I hope they introduce a trans character. I hope they do asexuality. I hope they just it seems like every season they kind of explore one
They explore
more
like
and more and
different
more.
and new
Yeah.
things, yeah.
Yeah.
I really think that they will, and I hope that they do.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too. Well, we got at least 3 more seasons.
Yes.
And also, do we want to talk about the spin-off?
Human resources.
Crazy.
Resources.
Yeah.
Okay, wait, tell them the thing that you told me, and I think that you already explored it in a video, right?
Which part?
Your human resources. Coach Steve.
Oh, the Coach Steve thing.
Yeah,
oh, yeah,
that
we can
thing.
talk about that. Well, I did a couple monster videos last year. One breaking down basically everything we saw in the monster dimension. So, the fact that they're doing a show based on it is, right up my alley. But I did another video about how I think that, because in that episode, they talk about how if you stay in the monster world, if a human stays in the monster world for more than an hour, they can either become developmentally stunted or what do they say
They say it'll stop your puberty.
Right, exactly.
You'll be strapped in puberty forever.
So
Yeah,
so the theory that I explored on my channel, which you should go check out, was that maybe Coach Steve got stuck there when he was younger.
And that's why he starts having sex when the rest of the kids start hitting puberty.
Right.
And
He's been going through puberty since then because he's
Since then,
developmentally
because he's
stunted.
developmentally
Rick feels
stunted.
bad and he's stuck with them the whole time, and then he retires once he
Rick.
finally gets it. And I also if you look back into what he hints about his history, his
dad
his
killing
Gary, no, his
himself.
Gary. It wasn't
Gary.
his,
Yeah,
wasn't, it
not-
wasn't
not his dad,
Yeah,
sorry, his
with him
Gary.
in the car, which
him in the
easily could have
car.
spurred on maybe the depression kitty came and took him into the monster world and kept him
Yeah.
there into the depression ward. So yeah, I did a whole video on it. Go check it out. And
You got it.
what do you guys think? You think it's good?
I think that's
it's
great.
pretty good.
You
right?
Lauren
blew my
agrees
mind.
with you
You
too.
blew
She
my
yells,
mind
"Wait,
the
this
other
makes a lot of
night."
sense."
Yeah, no,
That's insane.
This
Yeah.
blew my mind when you told
Yeah.
me about this the other. I was
Yeah.
like, okay, immediately I'm watching this
That
video.
makes
Yeah,
so
like,
much
holy
sense.
shit. No, it's brilliant.
my
That's genius.
God.
That does make so much sense. I love it.
I love it too. And but I'm excited that I'm excited to see other types of monsters in the Human Resources show because we just get hints of them in that one episode. And
Oh,
this
yeah,
season
no,
only
the
introduced
whole-
one new one.
Oh
but-
my god, I just sounded so much like Owen Wilson, but I was like,
Oh,
yeah.
Oh wow.
Wow. Yeah. Wow. Okay.
No, but the whole conference room table
Right.
with every
Anxiety Armadillo. I
I'm
want to see someone.
So excited.
Yeah. I also am curious, one thing that intrigues me is the idea that a lot of people think that maybe adults stop seeing and forget about the hormone monsters because we've never seen adults interact with them except for
Yeah.
Steve, who we know is developmentally stunted, and then also Duke Ellington, who is a ghost.
Yes.
And then also in Human Resources, they have a location called the Bureau of the Dead. So are they going to explore ghosts and how it relates to the monsters? Is that going to be another thing they explore? Are we going to see a lot of ghosts and how do the monsters can they see the monsters once they become ghosts again? Do they get a better sense of the whole monster world? Is the monster world part of the afterlife? It's a whole big thing.
And then another thing that I found very interesting about this season was that Andrew's mom starts seeing the menopause.
Yeah,
banshee.
menopause banshee.
Yeah, and I thought that was really interesting because besides Coach Steve, that was the first time an adult was interacting with
With
one
a
of the
monster.
monsters.
Yeah.
And I loved that. I thought it was great.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
me
I
too.
think that whole idea too brings it so the shame wizard can come back because adults feel shame tremendously.
Right.
All the time. Oh my
So
God.
I think there's a
Yeah.
lot more to explore there too.
And also, I guess we did see the Shame Wizard interacting with one of the Nazis.
That's true.
So the Shame Wizard can interact with maybe he should
Where else
interact
is
with
he
them a
gonna
little
get those?
more.
Yeah.
The Shame Wizard
Yeah,
should probably
geez,
keep
hey.
talking to those Nazis.
Let's
Where's
have
he
them
getting
keep
those
talking to
dills?
them.
Oh, Meg.
Megs,
Oh,
thank you
Thanks,
so
Meg.
much.
I'm in love with you.
Shout out to Megs too. She just did some amazing icon work for John.
She
Go
did.
check
My
it out.
awesome icon, all Meg.
Megan,
Thanks,
so
I'm
Meg.
not
good.
going to brag about you because I know it makes you a little embarrassed. So I'm just going to say I love you.
Oh, that's so much better.
Yeah.
How about the final combo with Nick and Andrew?
Yeah.
Ooh, yes.
Good stuff.
Where we left off this season. Are our boys gonna be friends again? What happened there?
There is something that I think when Megan, I love that Megan asked that question because I know how many levels she was asking about that. So let's dive into all of that. Step number one, I've heard a lot of controversy on, so Andrew is telling Nick off for being a terrible friend. And it's like the whole season, Nick is the one who's been listening to the Hormone Monstrous and been trying to be an ally to women, to people of different sexualities. And then Andrew comes in with his neo-Nazi meeting and his trying to explain jazz to Duke Ellington, his jazz-splaining, that whole thing, and like jazz-splaining, I guess you'd call it. Like, and he's being so problematic the whole time, but then I have recently seen people in the video that I did in the comments and like on Twitter and stuff, people have been saying, no, Nick has been a horrible friend to Andrew this entire time. He's never supportive of him.
I mean, I do
I'm
think.
like,
Go ahead.
he's not supportive of his bad choices, and I think that makes him a good friend.
Maybe. I mean, I see that for sure, and I do think Nick did some positive things this season for sure. But like, he was very arrogant. Even his mom was just like, "Oh, he's going
100%.
through an asshole phase."
Oh, yeah.
And I think that it was pretty apparent that like he wasn't a good friend to Andrew in other ways. Too.
Yeah,
Like
in
especially
other
when he's
ways.
ignoring him with the cell phone. Like literally, he was just like, "Oh, he's not there." When he
100%,
convinces him to like steal
To
his mom's
steal
car.
his mom's
That's
car,
pretty messed up. And then like lie
absolutely.
about it, it'll be fine.
Yeah.
And he got really big for his britches there. So like, yeah, I mean, obviously like this whole show is about kids growing and changing and learning. So like they both have growing and changing
They
and learning
both
to do.
have problems. I don't know. I guess I just felt in my mind that Andrew was the worst friend.
Yeah.
But I think it's interesting that everyone has a different opinion on that because I didn't know that was going to be a thing that
Right.
people would fight about. So hell yeah,
Yeah.
stand up for Nick, do it.
I mean, I
stand
think
up
in
for
this
Nick being
season,
the worst friend.
I think in this season he was a bad friend to Andrew for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. No,
I think
do
he was
it.
for
Get
sure.
it.
And I do think like Andrew made some progress over the season, especially after the Valentine's Day episode, which is just the most painful,
Oh,
the
God.
most painful thing ever.
That was horrible.
I was like very concerned about how they were going to handle Andrew in
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
season because of it. Because I
For
was
sure.
like, oh no, am I going to just have to watch the rise and fall of a 4chan person? Like, okay.
Almost. Luckily, he went to that
Almost.
meeting and was like,
And then,
"Oh no,
this is bad.
Luckily.
yeah."
Thank God.
Thank God he went to that neo-Nazi movie.
Weirdly,
Oh my God.
yes.
Thank
thank
God.
God he just was like,
What a-
"Oh, this is
What
a
a
problem."
Hail Mary.
What a
Yeah.
Hail
Goodness.
Mary. Just going to that neo-Nazi saves lives.
I do think it's an interesting thing to pose at the end of the series, though, because it kind of also blends into cancel culture, right? Do people get to grow and change?
Right.
Oh, absolutely. Yes,
Or do
they
you just cancel them?
Right.
Do you just go, I don't like this about you.
You're done.
I wish you no ill will, but you're done. Because I know I've done that with friends. Or
Right.
I literally told a girl I grew up with, hey, this isn't symbiotic, and I just don't need this. You're parasitic. I don't
Yeah.
need that in my life. Whereas, we've seen take and give from both Nick and Andrew in their relationship, where the two of them have needed each other and have had good moments with each other. But one, I don't agree with the whole like Missy belongs to me thing. That whole
Nope.
that whole
Nope,
chestnut with
nope,
Andrew
nope,
made
nope,
me very
nope, nope.
uncomfortable.
See, that's why I'm like,
Um,
I don't know.
But Nick also did lie. Andrew was like, I should give him the
He
opportunity to tell me the
lied. I
truth.
know.
Right.
And
But
that
he
was the
lied
bigger
because
issue.
He was gonna freak out otherwise.
Yeah.
So I get that. I get the whole white lie to spare someone's feelings thing. Like I totally, because like maybe he was waiting for a better time.
Maybe.
Nah, but maybe he was just a dick. Who
But
knows?
Yeah.
I do wonder if that's we're just putting a pin in this friendship thing, or if it is going to be in season 4 a bigger issue about like, do we forgive people who have done so many things constantly wrong?
Right.
Do we allow them to come back and be in our lives, or do we go, nah, it's been too many strikes, you're done?
Right.
Also, middle school is definitely a time where you make major splits. Because, for example, I was best friends with this girl from kindergarten until middle school, and we were best friends, like hung out every single day, sleepovers, the whole thing. And then, like, when we got to 7th grade, she got a boyfriend. And then all of a sudden, we went on a trip with the class to Washington, D.C., and I caught her scrubbing the toilet with my toothbrush. And all of a sudden, She just
my
dropped me
God.
like a hot potato. And I was like, I don't know what's going on. But then I started pulling pranks on her because I was a little asshole too. So after she brushed used my toothbrush in the toilet, I went and during PE I stuck her normal clothes in the toilet because I was like, payback sucks.
Up that ante.
You know?
Gross.
So like I totally went through that in middle school where
Yeah.
like I had
Yeah.
a major falling out with someone. We were both dicks.
Right.
Like, and it sucked, but man, it happens.
Yeah.
So-
That's the other thing is like, do you think they will be friends again, or do you think it'll be a little maybe more realistic and like they just
Yeah.
don't be friends again? Will they like grow apart over the next few seasons and like maybe still be
In the
friendly
same
but not
circles,
best friends?
yeah, but like not best friends. Like that's totally a possibility just
Yeah.
because of the age that they're
I just
at.
can't see Nick Kroll and John Mulaney being able to stay away from each other long
Right.
enough.
Right.
Where they're like,
exactly.
no,
Or
we
even,
gotta
like,
make up.
And even Andrew is like based on co-creator Andrew Goldberg,
Yeah.
and they're writing
Yeah.
the show together.
Exactly.
So like but at the same time, like that is like a very middle school
Problem.
Yeah,
100%.
exactly. Yeah.
And everyone in the chat is pretty split on it, it seems. Megs, who posed the question, said she thinks they're in different places right now, and I think they kind of need to figure out their shit before being buds again.
Oh yeah.
Other people are saying, like Chris 10 here, saying friends don't hold us strong because people just change. Lauren believes that Andrew has done a lot more messed up stuff than Nick.
Right.
Peter version 1, F Andrew. Yeah, we have, and then a whole bunch of people just chiming in also that Jesse's mom sucks.
Yeah, she does a little
yeah.
bit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I agree with
She's
that.
kind of the worst right now.
Do you guys think she is gonna move away?
Ooh.
That's the thing, dude. I'm so confused because okay, obviously I might be reading too much into this, but Stranger Things season 3, a summer can change. Anything can change in a summer.
Right.
Okay, so Jesse's moving this summer. Anything can change in a summer.
Jesse goes to the Upside Down.
And then again,
Finally.
with the end of Stranger Things season 3, 11 and will move away. So I'm like, is Netflix just doing this to us now? Are they having people move away during summer vacation?
Maury, when did you show up?
Stop it. Yeah.
Oh man, I
I'm
don't
just
know.
wondering. I'm just like, what's going on, Netflix? Why are you taking all of our people away?
I don't know. Jesse's dad has that job at Trader Joe's now and he's dating the cheese girl. Maybe you should hang out with them
Yeah.
for a different dynamic,
Yeah, and
especially
he-
since mom's
and he's
put so
got
much
his
pressure
new
on her.
Bike.
Yeah.
He can bike 20 miles
But
to work and
also,
hose
like,
himself off.
And it's
He's-
gentle on his knees.
He's like not a real person. Like that would be like her living with like a hormone monster, basically.
That's
like
true.
Her dad is not an adult.
Right.
Like,
But maybe that's
fair.
a good scenario for some drama and interesting stakes
for
this
some
season.
drama and
Yeah.
some interesting, but not to have a person grow up the way that they should with a parent who can take care of them.
Sure, but
I
that's
don't know.
but that's life.
That's real life,
That's
man.
life,
I don't
yeah.
know. I raised myself.
That could
and see how good I turned out.
it could make for some fun stuff between Lola and Jesse though.
Oh,
because
100%.
Lola doesn't have
Lola
a present
does not-
parent.
True.
Dude, she
That's a
started
good
making.
point.
If they're both latchkey
She
kids,
said
That's a
that
really
she
good
was
point.
melting lean cuisines in the sink,
Yep.
like
Oh,
putting the hot
yeah.
to heat up her lean cuisines, and I was like, "Girl, I feel
Yeah.
that."
Oh man.
But that, and I've been waiting for like Lola and Jay to come together on that too.
Oh yeah.
So I'm also like, okay, so
Interesting.
Jesse comes along. I guess there's 3 kids who just straight up don't have parents at all.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, sure.
it just becomes a 90s show all
It
of a
just
sudden.
becomes Lord of the Flies.
Yeah.
And they all kill Piggy and Simon.
Oh. Sad book.
Read a book, kids.
Sad book. Read a book. Don't
good,
just
though.
watch.
It's
Don't
a
just
good
watch
book.
YouTube. Read Lord of the Flies.
Rab Dargab. Did you guys do that?
Hmm?
Read a book, do a report, get a buck. That was a thing we
No.
had. Oh, in the South, they got to pay you to do things.
Because I literally told you that I was banned from all reading competitions.
Oh, that's true.
They
'Cause you
wouldn't.
read too much?
I read too much, and they were like, "Everyone's involved except Whitney." And I'd be like, "Why?" And they'd be like, "We'll give you a free slice of pizza next time we have a
Okay.
pizza." And I was like, "Perfect! I love snacks. I can't participate, but I love to eat. So thank you."
That seems like a good deal. That worked
Seems
out
like a
nicely.
great deal.
Van Haas Voice writes, I mean, Netflix made Dustin move for camp for all summer and just came back at season 3. So they could do something like that, you
That's
know,
true.
where they're gone
Yeah.
for a while and they come and
They
rejoin the
come
group.
back.
Yeah, I'm curious if like is season 3 or season 4 just gonna be 8th grade, or will it like maybe be their
Will it
summer?
be this summer?
Like,
Yeah.
will
Yeah.
we show like a totally separate story where Nick is at camp and doing his stuff and like everyone
That's
else?
what I
yeah.
was wondering too.
That
And
could be a
then-
good setup.
And then we also at the end have Andrew's parents be like, "What are you doing? You have to go to camp." So
Right.
like, I wonder if they're
He ends
gonna
up going.
force him. Yeah, sorry, what were we gonna?
There's a good secret daughter theory in here from Kris
Ooh.
10. Dude, what if Lola is the secret daughter?
Oh.
She's just as gross and violent as the Belzerian bros. Plus, would explain
Good.
why her mom abandons her, because maybe she's just the babysitter or something. Or she's just some person who Lola was dumped with.
That's really good. That's really good.
That is such a good one.
Oh, Kris 10! Your name is spelled right and your theories are good.
Your theories
I
are
love
good.
you.
Thank you, Kris 10.
Oh my gosh.
Alright.
So good. So good.
I want to shout out this
Oh.
Jesus Lopez guy because he said his theory a bunch of times.
Oh, okay.
Where did it go? It was posted it a lot in chat. Let's see.
I have a
theory
theory
that
that
the
the
water is polluted and the kids and Coach Steve have weak immune systems and are hallucinating the whole show.
Oh.
I think it's interesting, but I don't know where the evidence is for that. Where's the water? Where was the
Yeah.
water polluted? I don't know.
We
where
don't see them.
that.
We don't see them consuming
But,
stuff a
See
lot.
them near a body of water.
I like
though.
this
Yeah.
kind of like trauma toxic Avenger
Yeah,
situation you're
totally.
proposing. That's
Totally.
great.
Let's get in on
Um,
toxic. How many points, Julie? How many points for the kid on the bike? So Toxic Avenger is like one of my all-time favorite movies. It's so good.
Yeah, I mean, I could see like something like that being the case with the show, where it's like, oh, this was all in someone's head, which is why I like the Caleb theory.
Yeah.
Like the idea that maybe Caleb is thinking is like maybe the hormone monsters are a way for Caleb to comprehend
What's
what is
happening,
happening
yeah.
with puberty,
Yeah.
just like the superpowers were a way for him to comprehend the drama between everyone.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's like there's maybe something in that direction.
Yeah.
but who knows?
enjoy
who
that.
knows?
It is possible, but also with the Caleb thing, there's there is a lot of times where obviously Caleb isn't around and the hormone
Yeah.
monsters
Very
are
true.
still there.
Very true.
But
So
that
I
soap
agree with
opera
this-
did that too, though, where it was like all in that kid's coma mind.
Oh, the comas. Yeah,
That's
I
true.
guess.
That's
Fine.
true.
I guess
It's all Bob Newhart's dream.
I
Yeah.
guess we could all be in a soap opera coma. Fine.
Right now, we're all in a soap
Ugh,
opera.
all of
coma.
Wouldn't that be so
Dude,
great?
has the live even
Life would be
started
so much
yet?
easier.
Wait, you guys, what if the live still hasn't started?
Whoa.
And we're all still sitting
We're in
here.
purgatory. It's why
Where's
it's
it-
all
all
white.
the all the
It's
chat
why-
is just Brett.
It's just Brett trying to make us feel better.
Oh man.
Aw, probably. Do you ever watch reruns of like 30 Rock and just think, oh no, Brett's our Tina Fey?
Oh, 100%.
Like, just-
Yes.
Brett, don't become the Joker.
Well, you know, some people do call him the space cowboy.
Oh.
At you.
And me,
Space
I do
cowboy.
it.
You basically say it to Brett.
I
'cause
just
Brett's
say it to
behind
Brett,
the camera
yeah.
when you're saying
Yeah,
it.
you
So-
think I'm saying it to you, internet. No,
No, it's just Brett.
Brett Turley's the Spike Spiegel of my heart.
Yep, 100%. Okay, so NerdWire said, yeah, exactly what I thought. Yeah, dude, the
Blood was so
slow,
good.
the
Oh.
slow, sad Bad Blood was amazing.
It's the-
It
I-
was way better than Taylor's.
I'm generally pro Taylor Swift,
I'm
but
a
I
huge
don't
Taylor
like
Swift
I don't
fan.
like that song very much.
And
This
I like
version
that
is so
song,
good.
but I love
It's
this
so
version
good.
more.
Same.
Yeah.
I even like Taylor's Bad Blood, but I like this one more, so that should tell you more things.
Yeah, there you go. Good stuff.
That's how that song should have been recorded.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
100%.
think I agree. That
It
would've
would
been
be
so good.
if Taylor was just like sad about everyone being mean to her, I would respect her way more than lying about the Kanye West phone call.
That's true. Oh, I don't care about anything else. Megs just wrote Side Quest. Thank you for using Side
Thank you for
Quest.
using
Love
our
you.
thing. Thank you.
Mine has been cast for Bebop. Yes, 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 yes. Give me Dak Corgi. I'm so excited.
I'm gonna give you guys like 5 more minutes.
Okay, cool.
Copy that.
Dad says we only have 5 more
We
minutes.
only get
till
5 more
bedtime.
minutes of TV
But
time.
Dad, I want to
Minutes.
stay up later. Can't I stay up later? Dad,
Less people are likely to watch the rerun. So.
less people are likely to
It's a
watch.
fair point. I also have to go back to work after this, so
John!
sorry.
John,
everyone.
call him dead.
John, call him dead.
Call him
What's
dead.
wrong
Call him
with you?
dead.
But
Whitney
if I do
and
that,
Kris.
my show doesn't happen.
No,
Okay,
you
that's
only-
fair.
No, you call in dead, and then next time you film your show, Kris and I come in and we weekend at Bernie's you.
Yeah.
But really, you're actually doing the show.
Oh, Wow.
You're warped
Yeah.
toward Jesus. You can come
You
back in
can
3
come
days.
back from the dead in 3 days.
You know, that's true.
Yeah.
And you know what would be crazy about that, though, is like in my show, I'm already puppeteering characters.
So then we
So
would
you're
be
puppeteering me,
you
puppeteering
as you
characters.
puppeteer
It becomes Dark
characters.
Crystal Asia Resistance, where it's a puppet show within a puppet show.
Oh my gosh, so many puppets. Puppetception. What? All
Write in the comments below if you'd watch that.
If you'd watch that, we'll do it.
Puppetception.
If John ever dies, Kris and I will animate his corpse.
I will die one day.
To be doing puppets.
You're gonna outlive us. Don't worry.
You're gonna outlive us. Yeah, you're a
It's
vegan.
fine.
We're gonna die.
We'll see.
We're gonna die. We've made a death plan. Is that? We talked about this last
did.
time in the death chat. But
Yeah.
again, Kris and I have a plan that we're gonna retire to Margaritaville when we get too old, so that we can literally waste away in Margaritaville.
Oh, perfect.
And then we'll die.
Yeah.
And then
We're
when
gonna
we
be the
die-
Florida episode.
Yeah, we're gonna be the Florida episode where anything goes
Yeah.
in Florida.
Perfect.
Yay! That's gonna be fun.
Ah.
Oh, did we get another donation? Dio DeVries. Should they do a time jump?
Ooh, interesting.
Hmm.
Part of me thinks I would like to see the summer because like summer camp is a great setting for hormonal
summer
stuff.
camp is
Yes.
so great for hormonal
I think
stuff.
that would be really cool. And it could introduce a lot of new characters, a lot of
Heck
cool new
yeah.
characters. I think that would be fun.
And the hormone monsters at summer camp. Come on.
I do think maybe before the show is done, a time jump would be good.
Yeah.
Like, maybe like jump to the end of high school, like or to the end of their puberty.
Yeah.
Like, I do want before the show's over to see what the transition is like and how does their relationship with the hormone monsters end.
Yeah. I kind of want like an end of Animal House situation of freeze frames
Yeah.
of them being like,
Perfect.
Andrew went on to become a senator.
Yeah.
And we're all like, oh no.
Jay is on the Supreme Court.
Or like, in Legally Blonde, Warner graduated without honors, without any job offers, and without a girlfriend.
Perfect.
Suck it, Warner.
Perfect.
Second Warner.
I think that's a good one. What else do we have going
I
on
just
here?
don't. The only comment I have on that is that I don't want it to turn in Rugrats all grown up.
Brr.
That's the only thing that I don't want Big Mouth to do. It's like, I'm cool for like a time jump. I don't want a thing where they're like, well, Grandpa's old and he's driving the bus and Spike's still alive,
Right.
but he sure got fat.
Right. Do a realistic
Do
time
a
jump.
realistic
Yeah,
time jump if you're gonna do one. Yeah.
For sure.
Side quest, that song theme was so poopy. I hated the all grown up.
I was just thinking about that song.
I hated it.
Yeah, I hate it. I think that would have been fine if it was just the one-off special like it was originally.
Yeah.
But then
Yeah.
they made the whole show.
Then they made the whole
Then-
show and it was
Yeah.
dumb.
And now there's a reboot coming, so we'll see how that goes.
Sure. We're gonna have to watch that for work. Brett, give me a raise before that happens.
I don't.
Money, please.
I'll have some too,
Money,
please.
Dad, where's our allowance?
If you want money, why don't you pimp out our Patreon?
Oh, good
Let's talk
segue.
about- that was a great segue. We have a
Oh.
Patreon, you guys.
We
If
do.
you'd like to donate more so that we can keep our cups full of Mike and Ike's, keep John's hair looking silky and smooth, keep Kris Carr in business eating a poke bowl next door at Tokyo Cube before this even starts.
It's $9 on Mondays.
If you want to make
Whoa.
sure that Brett Turley has insurance, even if I ruin his whole life, donate to our Patreon. These are 4 worthy causes.
Yeah.
Don't let Brett die. Don't let Kris go hungry. Don't let John's hair get gross. Don't let me
be without
be
snacks.
sad and without snacks. Yeah, dude, just help us out.
It's real helpful.
Or
yeah.
don't,
Yeah.
because the best way is still to just tell all your friends that we're cool.
Yeah.
Because if you don't have money, that's totally cool. Just like tell your friends to come hang out with us because we'd really like to meet them.
Exactly. And when you do donate to our Patreon, if you so choose, you get behind the scenes looks. You can get
Dude.
sweet patches.
You
They're
get
really
patches
cool.
for your jacket.
Pikachu's
Right up
holding
here,
it.
right next to my hair tie that landed on his tail.
That was
Yeah,
amazing.
That was so
the
cool.
perfect
That was really
shot.
good.
Remember when that happened?
Dude,
Man.
TBT like a minute ago.
That was amazing. We'll
Oh.
give you like looks at our calendar and stuff too to see what's coming up in our schedules. Should we pimp the teas as well?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pimp the tea.
Pimp the
Yeah.
teas.
What?
I want you to go right on ahead right now and just pimp that tea.
I sure will, Whit.
Thank you.
We went very different directions. I was like, I can't match that energy. I can't do that one. We have a really cool like a deal with TeePublic right now. So you can go get awesome t-shirts that have all kinds of cool fandoms on them. You can summon demons. You can go get Avatar stuff. So you can wear shirts like John, like
Oh.
Whitney, on occasion like
Avatar
me.
shirt.
Go there. And look.
Mine's technically an Iron Maiden shirt, but if you're a metal fan,
Yeah, there's other stuff
there's
on there
other
too.
there's other metal
There's a
stuff
whole
that
bunch
you
of
can
Pokemon
wear.
stuff on there because Brett and I wanted it. But go on there. You can dress like us, support us. Oh my God, what better way to look like you're in a gang than dress like your friends?
Dude, exactly. Like, we just want to like form like a really positive gang where we all
let's start a gang.
where we all just like things together.
Yeah.
There's
That's
no
my
blood in,
favorite.
blood out. It's just a friendship
Yeah.
bracelet.
It's just like a real quick the
Yeah.
blood in, blood out is the friendship bracelet.
Whoa.
All right,
That's spooky.
Cool. So,
Made at summer camp, which is where Big Mouth season 4 should be set. Boom, we're back. We're back in the
Done.
game, full
Yes.
circle.
For
Awesome.
sure.
Well, guys, thank you so much for
Thank
hanging out with us
you.
today, especially after our issues, getting ready here today. If you want to follow us, go to @NerdWireHQ. That's where we're going to post all of our links to our videos. You can also follow me at actor Kris Carr on Twitter and Instagram. You can follow John.
at Pair of Cellos.
I'm Whitney Puppy on everything.
Yay!
Yeah.
Go check out John's videos. Go check out our
Yeah.
videos on Big Mouth. Thanks so much, and let us know next week what you guys want to see. Thanks for hanging out, y'all.
Peace.
Bye.